right now.
All right, we're sitting here with Lips and Robb from the mighty Anvil.
Yes.
Who recently put out Juggernaut of Justice.
Yeah, they did.
And Monument of Metal. And I got to ask you, back in the day, what made you choose Anvil as the moniker of the band?
Well, initially the band was called Lips after my nickname, and when we finally did get signed to the label, didn't want any confusion with bands Lips Incorporated or Horse Lips at the time, and they didn't think that the name Lips was descriptive of what we were doing. We had called it the first album Hard and Heavy, and he told us go home and come up with a name. And we had a list, fucking unbelievable, but most of those names have been, I mean, we're talking about the very, very early years of the metal thing, and so all the names eventually got used over the years, but Robbo came up with what's called Anvil.
That was just one of the names on the list.
We kind of scratched our heads and went, wait a minute, that really works well with calling the album Hard and Heavy.
Yeah.
Sure, why
Also,
not?
the symbol of Anvil is a shape.
Yeah, it's an inanimate object, which meant that it's a great marketing thing. It's something
That kind of came out of it
relatable.
after.
So you got the name, then you got the imagery, and
Yeah, we just
Cool,
felt
yeah.
that Anvil was heavy metal. And that was cool at the time.
well, yeah, it's like while we were down listening to sound checking, I kind of mentioned to him, it's like if it's I wonder if it was based on your drum sound because just hearing you as you were playing, and it's like I wonder because that alone would have been worthy of the the whole Anvil name. But yeah, that definitely it all ties in, makes sense.
Now, what about the album titles with the alliteration?
Well, first of all, it started out with Hard and Heavy, and then when I came up with the riff for Metal on Metal, I could hear it saying it. So, that works. It sounded like Metal on Metal. It just sounded. So once we had those two albums, we started going, well, then let's just keep going with this same letter twice, and that stuff. And then we came up with Forged in Fire, and then it's been just
Ongoing ever since.
became a tradition and our thing.
And it's also very easy to remember the name of the albums.
Very, very, very challenging to come up with the right one, so that it works with the music, so it works with the art design, and then it relates to the Anvil.
Yeah.
Relates to metal.
The band's history,
the legacy, everything has to fit. It's really easy to just go, well, come up with them, but there's thousands of them.
Yeah.
There's only certain ones that work.
Well, you chose a lot of them, especially the first three. I'd also like to know how the current music industry affects you guys as opposed to when you first started out.
Well, there is no music industry. It's a whole new model.
Yeah,
It's not
themselves.
completely. It's not the same at all.
I mean,
on any level.
How is it going from being on Attic to Metal Blade to some of the other labels like Massacre and Beyond? I mean, how has that affected you guys? I mean, was Metal Blade really good to you guys back in those days?
They served the period of time.
Yeah, these labels, they turn out the stuff. They don't do a hell of a lot to change the course of things.
Right.
In a sense. When you sign to independence, really, you're depending on the people to bring you in if you're going to get there at all. Because it's not going to be the label. They haven't got the money or the resources.
Or the machine to make things go all the way mainstream.
You never really have hopes of getting into the mainstream when you're in independence.
Right. What about the aspect of vinyl and CD and digital downloads? How does that affect it?
Well, it's affected everybody. That's what's all different. Music is free. Generally speaking, music is free unless you want a souvenir. And you buy the CD or the vinyl.
Yeah,
You want a collector. You want a collector's. I want a collector's item.
yeah, that's the way I look at it. If I'm going to pay for it, I want something that can physically hold
Right.
CD
Right.
artwork
And
and pictures of the
that's
band
been-
and
yeah, but
lyrics.
That's the metal thing. The metal thing is to have the souvenir and have the collector's piece.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, the music is free.
I mean,
become that.
have you seen a lot of like sales in digital downloads for you guys, or is it still more?
Yeah, it's there.
Is it still more vinyl, more CD oriented?
Oh, that's hard to say.
I don't know.
Because I know there's a resurgence for vinyl, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you're not selling millions.
But
Yeah.
they're small. It's in small numbers.
It's still all very small numbers because for the vast majority of all of it, it's free.
Listen,
It's only the people who want to
Hey, I
collectors.
bought your reissues.
if you sell 50,000 CDs today through retail, that's considered a big record
Yeah.
Yeah.
today. For any artist, just going, wow, that's like blocks. So I know that. And that's considered big. But a lot of years ago, that would be considered nothing.
Yeah.
Unconsiderable.
Yeah, because in the old days, the only way that people knew you could get your music is to buy it.
Yeah.
Now all they have to do is go to BitTorrent
Or YouTube.
or go YouTube. There's YouTube rippers. No problem.
You can find
Yeah.
any song you want.
Any song you want.
That's true.
It's free.
But I like the fact that when reissues actually come out, you actually have the physical thing, or
Yeah, the
when you
collector's
see it comes out.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, do you have anything coming out? Is there any reissues? I
They're
know
all
Attic.
it's all coming out.
The whole entire back catalog.
Who's putting this out?
SPV in Germany, band, I believe,
Yeah,
Vienna.
they're too.
It's been
Oh, so the end is they got all the rights.
So Strength of Steel. Somebody had actually asked us. It's all coming.
Oh, that's awesome. Is there going to be
Very good.
bonus material?
Everything but the first three albums. First three albums are locked into key by the
Attic?
well, and originally by Attic, but Attic sold the stuff to Unidisc.
These French bands in Quebec who are a little
And
bit touched
they're
with
greedy.
reality.
They're greedy as hell, like most record companies.
So we're not going to see backwaxed either.
Well, not through our re-release.
Not through our
No.
channels. You can find it.
Yeah. Well, I own it, but I just
It's still out there.
I was gonna say, don't let it go anywhere right away.
These records are coming out on vinyl too, so a few of them, like Absolute and
Cool.
Great, will be the first time ever to be coming out on vinyl.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, and there's going to be some line notes with some CDs that go with with personal items, and we're still discussing maybe some bonus kinds.
Is there a timetable for when these are coming out, or?
Yeah, pound for pound, worth the wait, and it's for Strength of Steel. They're all coming up soon. I think first of next year, maybe next week.
That's cool.
During next year, the whole course of next year, all this stuff will be released
Good deal.
Every few months.
every 2 months.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because it'll give me a chance to catch up on kind of a lot of the stuff I missed out on the first time around.
A lot of you fans, Iron fans, don't have this stuff. They don't
Well,
even-
because it's not. Where are they going to get it?
Well, Speed of Sound is really tough to get,
Oh, that's coming up.
and
It's all coming up.
there's one other one that's in there that I got a really tough.
Strength of Steel. You
Probably
probably
absolute.
Well, I have Strength of Steel from back in the day, but I mean,
If
when
you wanted to go find that today, there aren't any.
there was something around the Strength of Steel time that's escaping me right now. That was really no, it wasn't worth the wait.
Whatever.
I don't know. I can't remember.
They're all coming
I paid a good penny for it. That's all I know.
Awesome.
out. They're all will be reissued.
What was the question that you had for him?
Oh wow. Well, this is gonna come off. I don't know. I don't want to weird you out, but I mean, you have this thing you do in your guitar solo. I was curious as to where did the dildo start, and is that anything you've ever experimented with like different sizes, different material, getting different tones from different. I don't ask me why this came into my head, but I just thought this would be a fun.
What the hell is that? Well, initially the first album, all the songs were about sex and women and
Everything rock and roll should be about.
Of the concept that we were trying to attain or go after, we dressed the stage up in bras and panties and boas and mic stands and hanging them off our hand and shit. And, all the songs were about sex, and as a kid, when I would fool around with my guitar in the sense that many years ago there was this thing called a motorific. This is probably before your time. Motorifics. They were little batteryized cars that it was all interchangeable parts. So you could buy all the different bodies and clip them all together. And the little motors you could change the motors and then put the motor clips in. It's all like modular. Everything is kind of, that's how. But what I did is I had one of these motorific cars and I brought it near my guitar. I thought I'm gonna let it run down my string. So when I put it over around my pickup, the sound of the motor went through the pickup. So here we were at rehearsal, and all of a sudden I just got this idea. I go, wait a minute, why don't I use a vibrator on my guitar? That has a motor in it. And at that time there was a company called Consumers Distributor. And I thought, where am I going to get a vibrator from? And they hadn't been a catalog. The thing that made it more comfortable to go in and buy it is the fact that you didn't have to actually ask for it. All you have to do is write down the serial number from the catalog, hand the guy the piece of paper, and he goes and gets the item for you. So I went in, they were $4 a piece. I bought a half a dozen of them.
Awesome.
Guy gave me a funny look, but what the hell? I paid for them, took them to rehearsal, put the batteries in. Oh, fucking awesome. And then, of course, I discovered, well, not only you can put it against the strings and go all the way up the neck and it vibrates the strings and it modulates.
So this is all years before Eddie Van Halen started using a drill and all that.
Right? Yeah. Wow. Now wait a second. And I started thinking, well, if you shut the motor off, you could just use it as a bomb neck. It's hard plastic.
Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of things that this could be used for, and I can become somewhat artistic with it. In the song, the first time it got used in the recordings was in Mothra. You can hear it, which was supposed to be like the wings buzzing, right? And then the following album, of course, Motor Mount. The front part of Motor Mount is the actual, I tuned my guitar to an E chord and just put the vibrator against the strings and just went up by one octave. As soon as it hits the octave of the top E, the riff comes in.
Yeah.
So it was that. And now it's just part of the show, use it every night.
Good deal.
It does all the things, you hammer the strings, you vibrate, do the bottleneck. I've got a vary speed so you can. That's weird. Screenwriter.
Phone call,
We're going again here.
Yeah, where you're going after this.
So yes, we are. We are back.
Okay, so you're going to tour with Saxon.
Yeah.
You're out of the States.
And it will be our second tour with them. We did in the UK just over a year ago with them, which is incredible. They wanted us to come to Europe, but we were tied up going to South America while they were going to Europe, so we couldn't do that. So instead of doing the UK with them this year, we're doing Europe with them. So yeah,
Cool.
That's cool. Really good guys.
See if you can bring him back this way with you, because I've never seen Saxon, and I would love that.
Anglo-Saxon package is really.
That would be intense.
We should be doing it here in America, and we're going to try to.
Yeah, we even talked about it a
that
couple
would be
weeks
great.
ago. We were sitting with the guys, and
And I would be here.
Biff is going, we should really be doing the States together. And he's right.
Yeah, that would be an awesome tour.
Well, I don't know. It's like I can't remember when was the last time Saxon played over here. It's been.
They were actually.
They were here just a
Were they
couple
just here?
weeks ago.
Yeah, like a month ago.
Yeah, it wasn't
They played
anywhere.
select, they played select cities.
Yeah.
Low key, but
In selective cities, just.
yeah, nobody knew about it, you know.
It's not like it used to be around. I mean, we used to get big shows here all the time, and nothing anymore. I mean, as far as like Blue Cross Arena, I think the last big show they had there was 9 Inch Nails, and that was 4 years ago. And it's kind of sad because I miss those days.
Can you tell us about the Metal Pounders?
Sure. It's a ever-growing metal family. You know, it's a fan club. And we can purchase cards. We get tons of benefits from hiring a card. And
It's mostly about belonging.
Yeah, you belong to this family. Everybody wants to belong to this family. It's gone beyond metal, or it's people want to feel that they belong to something. And there's lots of celebrities. It's all about being a power.
And then you usually take the pictures, right, and
Right.
post them on Facebook.
Yeah, you have to validate. The card's validated by you holding the card. That's it. And we put you into a slideshow. We have quite a few thousand people now. It's growing.
That's cool.
And it's very unique. No other band has got anything like this going on.
And you're identified with a card and number and picture. So everybody, and Anvil fans are becoming friends with each other from all over the world.
That's right.
So that's what's
And they start
really
sharing
unique
things in
about
common
this.
and stuff. Like even on this tour, what we tried
Like if
was,
we get a new pounder joins, all the other pounders are all on Facebook.
Well, they're welcome.
They all welcome the other new.
I've actually seen that phenomenon.
We're
Yeah.
welcoming everybody. You know?
It's cool.
I personally welcome everybody. That's part of the one thing. You join the club, we're all going to personally welcome you.
Oh, that's very cool.
That's what. And on this tour, what we tried was that, which was very successful. One pounder in every city that we selected at random. Where let's say it was five in Rochester. We would selected one at random, and you could get into the show for free.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's what we've been doing, and
bring your card, your name and number is there. Come on in and join us. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
and because it was if a fan comes up and is holding a card, of course they're getting the recognition from the band in the sense that you're one of our people.
Yeah.
And it's different than the guy who walks up and asks for an autograph on a piece of paper. Then when a guy hands him the metal pounder, this guy is taking the trouble to become part of the family. There's a special reward.
A signed band personal pounder card, it has the most value. So make sure you get a pounder card and we will sign it.
You gotta come to the gig.
Good deal.
That's cool. I think we're getting blown out of here, but can you just tell us what the website is and maybe what your Facebook page? Can you just put an Anvil and Facebook? Well, it's the easiest way.
Yeah, well, there's anvilmetal.com.
Yeah.
There's anvilmetal.tk. That's the fan website. Anvil fan website, which is run by
There's an Anvil band Facebook. And the Metal Pounders Union is also
Yep.
So the normal website, the Anvil website, has merchandise available, right?
sure. Yeah, if anybody emails us personally, right, all orders are like that, they can get it from us. Wherever we have it stock, CDs, DVDs, we look after all that. A lot of people write us and help about it. There is an Anvil store, but I don't know how many people want to carry it.
Because I know when This Is 13 came out,
There was a store.
I don't know, I contacted one of you guys. Yeah, that's how I got that CD.
from you guys.
But we still do that.
That's cool. Okay.
So if anybody needs stuff in all our films, rate us. We'll try to help you out.
Good deal.
Cool.
Nice.
All right, I'd like to thank you guys. And,
Yes.
Please come back.
Absolutely.